Garage.
Man, you were approached by 7 gunmen. You were robbed, shot in the thigh.
Nobody messes with Cat Williams because he knows everybody's secrets. But I guess Diddy didn't get the memo.
I have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me...
Since C. Williams knows everyone's secrets, no one bothers with him. But I suppose Diddy missed the memo note. Nobody wants to be Diddy right now.
Who alleges that she was being forced to take this tequila shot that she believed was laced with drugs. And in the audio, you can hear her asking Christian Combs if she was being drugged, and he answers, "Take the shot." Now, just to put things into perspective, the accuser was a crew member on the yacht. She was a bartender, and she says that shortly after this incident with the shot, she says she was cornered in a room. She says things became aggressive and physical, and then says that Christian Combs forced himself on her, and then says that it wasn't until another employee on the yacht came into this room that the abuse that she is alleging in this 31-page lawsuit stopped. And she says it only stopped because that person came into the room. Now, I want to read part of what the accuser's attorney is saying right now. What he's saying is, defendant Sean Combs turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment. It resulted in an unexpected increase in workload for her and for her colleagues, as well as unwanted exposure to unlawful drug use, sex work, and all of this. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out in court, if it gets to court or if it gets settled at some point, which has been the case with a previous lawsuit. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens as Diddy and his son continue to say they're innocent, and the victims here continue to say that they were sexually assaulted. Fred.
And so while music mogul Combs isn't accused of sexual assault in the lawsuit, he has been accused of a range of sexual misconduct in other separate lawsuits. How might that play into this?
Yeah, as I mentioned, one of the lawsuits was settled, but there are others that are currently pending, right? And so there's a lot of the details that we've learned, and attorneys say that there's audio and video of these alleged crimes, or at least some of the alleged crimes. You're seeing some of those cases there. The one with Cassie was the one that was settled, but there are other ones that we'll still have to wait and see how they play out. And of course, we all saw just last month as Diddy's...
There are theories out there that Cassie might be lying against Diddy since she was with him for 10 years.
No, he's the embodiment of the devil, and I know he has no intention of going down by himself.
Too long, and the thing about it is the lifestyle. Like, it's the lifestyle that comes with that is like, you live that lifestyle for so long, the whole world want to live that life.
Yeah.
And then you quiet about going through all that stuff underneath the table. Nah, something.
After the money runs
something
out,
something don't make sense.
Your husband is a personal trainer, probably making $40,000 a year. You got 2 kids. You're not flying first class anymore. You're not eating out anymore. You're shopping at Walmart.
I think it's a bitterness. I think it's the lifestyle, but I think these women be really like in love with dudes.
Well, yeah, I know someone that knows both of them, and he said whenever he's, was with Cassie, all she would talk about is like, yo, convince Diddy to marry me. He don't want to marry me. I want to get married.
He should have married her.
I had heard, because I talked to someone that
Cassie is bad. I seen Cassie one time at All-Star game. This is years ago, and I was with my ex-wife, and I had to tell her, like, yo, tap my ex-wife, like, turn around. Cassie standing behind me. I'm like, God damn. She was with her friends. Cassie is, Cassie would probably drive half of us crazy.
Yeah, but 10 years, you're not going to tell me it was all bad.
Nah, it definitely wasn't all bad. Definitely wasn't all bad. A lot of women do that though. So I feel like the world, when we see that, like, don't, not hear the woman out, because if it's true, then it's true. But come on, man. 10 years, all of that, like, and then the video when she's underneath the sheet. Next topic, but
well, I just want to say this.
It's too personal for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person to really get into people personal shit, especially if I don't know the truth. And I've been lied on in court.
Right.
I had a woman lie on me.
Yeah.
Just because she was sweating me, sweating up the fresh and all that. So
wait.
I ain't here for that.
So you got sued by a woman, or?
Nah, I just didn't want to be with her, and she went to the precinct and said I hit her.
There are suspicions circulating that Cassie may be lying to Diddy since they spent 10 years together.
Was seen with Diddy at one of the parties that Cat Williams says, I don't care whether you're TD Jakes or Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
So
he goes, the truth is coming out in 2024.
Listen, again, this is allegedly. That's what he's saying. Your thoughts on this story here?
So it wasn't just this guy that was saying it. Lil Rod, the former producer, filed the lawsuit, and he said every room in Diddy's mansions were wired with cameras. And he had some of the footage, he had some of the pictures, and he displayed those in the lawsuit that came out. And this was used for blackmail material. They'd bring in these people. A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry. And then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top. And so you get these people in compromising situations. The drinks were laced, the videotapes were hot. And then at the end of the day, you wake up the next morning, what did I do? And then they have compromising material on you. And then they can guide your career. They could kill your career, but they got you. And it wasn't just people in the music business. As you said, there were athletes, there were celebrities, there were politicians, people from the royal family. And we were also told by the former bodyguard that Diddy was an FBI informant. So he was a snitch and was feeding information to the feds. And we don't know what that means. We haven't been able to confirm it, but even Little Rod said it's not just like Epstein. It could be worse than Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, let me ask you this: when you're seeing something like that, do you think, you know how somebody is making money for you, you can't lose them because they're still making money for you, right? So, for example, like an athlete, LeBron James, he's still getting a lot of endorsements, he's still making a lot of money. You got to make sure you protect that asset because that guy's making you a lot of money. I think the number one person right now that you have to protect in music is Taylor Swift. You have to protect her. It's a big insurance policy. She's young. She's going to be around for a long time to come. The concerts, the money making, the $5 billion, the tours, all that stuff. Nothing can go wrong with her because if God forbid something happens, you're making money off it.
You
right?
don't take Taylor to a Diddy party.
Yeah.
You don't go anywhere near
That's right.
a freak-off party.
That's right. So here's where I'm going with this. Do you think Diddy's at a phase that, how do you make money off Diddy today? Because what's Diddy doing today? He's not performing. So is it more that you protect Diddy because the people that he knows that he can destroy their lives, that you kind of like have to keep him quiet? Or do you have to find a way to eliminate him, kind of like they try to eliminate this guy named Jeffrey?
I don't know if he was being eliminated by the FBI or even by the Universal Records executives. What happened was Cassie filed this lawsuit. He settled in about 48 hours.
Very fast.
So then everybody goes, oh, what? Diddy settling?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody starts filing. And so Lil Rod files some real graphic, nasty stuff. We're talking minors, sex trafficking, ecstasy and the alcohol, and then all hell blows loose. And that's when the feds come in and raid, and they go right to the camera system and pull all the servers out.
This is a coordinated thing, and I think the Cassie thing blew the top off, and now they're like, we have to go in and make sure nothing is incriminating for us, or else he does.
Right, because when they went in and raided Epstein's mansions, we never saw any of that footage.
Not 1 minute.
Only Ghislaine Maxwell went down.
Bingo.
They never got anybody else, and he had tapes in Little St. James, he had tapes in the Upper East Side, he had tapes in New Mexico, in Palm Beach. We never heard anything else about that.
Exactly.
Jesse, you said something a little bit earlier that I was like, whoa, because he's been called the Black Epstein.
Yeah.
You said earlier that this could even be worse than Epstein. How do you feel about that? Like, that's a pretty shocking statement.
That's what Lil Rod alleges in the lawsuit.
But you've covered this. How do you stand on it?
I don't know if he's talking about the violence towards women or the age or the age factor of the minors or the drug factor. Epstein, there was not a lot of drugs. This case has drugs.
Yeah.
This case has lots of narcotics. If you read the filings, we're talking meth, cocaine, PCP, ecstasy.
The stuff in the drink to make you pass out so you don't remember whatever
Roofies.
Roofie.
Rohypnol.
Hangover.
Yeah, everybody was getting roofie. And apparently everybody, there was even conversations of, I just saw another video where Diddy is giving a drink to Justin Bieber. And we keep seeing videos with him and Justin Bieber. And like they're making sure that Justin Bieber's drinking it. And there's another cut of him in the party. And Justin Bieber just looks like a little bit
What
off.
age was he at the time?
Does it really matter at that point? Justin Bieber's he was young with blonde hair. Like he was like, what, 17, 18?
Did you see this video?
Yo,
Watch him pat him down.
Look, this is
checking
recently.
for potential.
Look, he's touching
wires.
He's touching his chest. He's touching his chest. Make sure you don't have a wire on you. Look at that.
I got a message. Weird. I'm trying to see. I'm not going to reveal the source, but I got a message from a guy saying that some of this has to do with that drink company. Diageo. That is, if you look at, can you type in what Diageo's market cap is?
They're massive. Type
in Diageo market cap. Right there. If you just type in Diageo market cap, $81 billion. And what this insider said to me, just purely on what could happen, it's given. I'm not giving a source. It could be speculation. He said they owe him $2 billion, and he said it could be the fact that they are doing this to not have to pay him $2 billion. Now, can you just type in Diageo owes Diddy $2 billion. See if anything like that comes up. Diageo owes Diddy $2 billion. Diddy sues Sean Diddy and comes to Diageo settle withdrawal lawsuit in case of Diageo of racism. Okay, so there's something that's going on there that is, kind of ugly. Now, obviously, the people that are saying that, they're supporters of him. So they're kind of like saying there's something going on that you guys are not seeing, right? It's another thing that you got to consider.
And why do you think that?
I think if you have the feds go in there and seize everything in the house, phones, electronics, video cameras, and he has multiple civil suits in play, do you think Universal Records is going to take the fall? I don't think Universal Records is going to.
Do you think lesser players are? Because just think about the day that they raided, he wasn't there, and his jet flew with God knows what. He wasn't on it to a place that doesn't have any U.S. extradition. Maybe all the tapes and everything that was just like a delivery method. Because why else is he dancing and having a great time in the streets? He's not delusional.
Because it's great PR.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this. Here's a question for all of you guys. Here's a question for. But Rob, can you run a poll on this? Who was more powerful and feared, Harvey Weinstein or Diddy? Put the poll. I'm curious to know what the audience will say. Again, hear me out. It's a very important question. Okay, think about this one before we answer it. Process it. Harvey Weinstein.
Yep.
One of the top 4 godfathers, Hollywood control, huge, all of that stuff, the amount of power he had. And he was not a visible guy. He's a behind the closed door guy.
Yep.
Clintons, presidents, all that stuff. Or Diddy, music, hip hop, links of Biggie's death, Tupac's death, what he's done with all these girls, J-Lo, all these names that are tied to him. Who is a bigger man to fall?
I think Diddy because of all because Weinstein was
Diddy over Weinstein.
Because I think Weinstein was movies and that, but Diddy now we're seeing was politics, presidents, musicians, elite.
So what changed there? Well, in my opinion, their main
case has produced audio recordings that allegedly shows forcing himself upon her and that he wouldn't take no for an answer.
The woman says it all happened during what was supposed to be a wholesome family excursion with Christian and his father.
Check this out, y'all. This is Diddy. This is my son, King Combs. I've been watching my pops since I was a kid. And I'm proud of you, boy.
Maybe 2 realities. Either he mistreated her, or she remained in the hopes of learning something the alley and purported audio recording with Meek Mill and Diddy has leaked. Be prepared for some graphic content.
Recording of Meek and Diddy
making love?
Ew. I don't know if it was love. Okay, you have it? Let's hear it. What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait. You didn't hear this? Yes.
No.
Now, Miran, what does that sound authentic?
It absolutely. Oh my God.
Yeah, just really give it a good listen.
People want to make it. They want to make it so badly. You get these vulnerable people. Parents are letting you do this because they want to make it so badly. And then you record them probably and say, if you do anything, we got this on you.
The FBI and the Homeland Security, basically, that's because of the sex trafficking thing. But if they find any of that stuff in any one of his houses, there's a problem. Even if they find illegal guns, the constitutional right goes the right to bear arms, but he had to have licenses for that shit. So if anybody got illegal guns up in there, if they find any kind of drugs to a high amount, cocaine and weed, I don't think Diddy gonna get charged because what he did, he put everything in his kid's name and his company.
Did you see the video of his kids in handcuffs?
Yeah, that's a tactical thing. The kids being in handcuffs is a tactical thing that law enforcement use, you understand, hoping that people who've never been in handcuffs before, that it either scares them or want to make them talk. There's no reason after they searched those kids, because they didn't have a search warrant for bodies. They had a search warrant for like materials, laptops, telephones, logs, pictures, tapes. You know, that's what they search warrant is for. They didn't have a search warrant for bodies. So those kids, when they came out, they should have searched them. And then, listen, y'all sit down right there. That was a tactical move to get them to talk and to scare them into saying something, by keeping them handcuffed like that. They didn't have to do those kids like that. None of those kids have, that I know of, criminal cases against them or known for criminal activity. So there was no reason for them to do that. If them was the damn Rockefellers or somebody else, they wouldn't have had their kids handcuffed like that. But you gotta realize their father has painted a crazy picture to the authorities. You understand? It's a crazy picture and people don't realize this, brother. First and foremost, Puff has been dodging the legal system for years. His affiliation with BMF, even though Meech has said that Puff never did anything, Puff never been around her, they still was partying together. So in the authorities' mind, they feel like Puff knew what Meech was doing. Then with the introduction to Jacob and different people, and a lot of people going to jail for money laundering and stuff like that, Puff being, and this is documented, Puff being a CI for an FBI agent. I said this years ago.